For years the story out of the palace was patience. A father waiting. A door left, if not open, then at least unlocked. But according to reports this week, that patience has reportedly run dry, and commentators are claiming King Charles has, in the words being quoted, had enough. One royal watcher put it starkly, the king is not slamming the door. He's just stopped holding it open. Stay with me, because how that shift reportedly happened, quietly and without a single public statement, is the real story tonight. In the next few minutes I'll break down exactly what out of patience is said to mean, how things reached this point, the security fight sitting underneath all of it, and whether the door can still open. If you want royal coverage without the spin, subscribe and hit the bell. We do the fallout here every single day. Let's be precise, because the king bans Harry makes a great headline and a terrible fact. What's being reported isn't a decree. There's no royal proclamation cutting anyone off. What commentators describe is softer and, in a way, sadder, a father and a king who has reportedly stopped chasing a reconciliation that keeps not happening. Fewer overtures. Less benefit of the doubt. A sense, according to the reports, that he's done extending himself only to read about it later. Is that confirmed from the king himself? No, and I'll never pretend a palace mood is a documented fact. But the pattern being described is consistent across the commentary world, and consistency is usually the first sign that something real has shifted. Rewind. The relationship between Charles and his younger son has been strained since the step back, the interviews, and the book. That's public record. But reports suggest the king spent a long time doing something the public underestimated, trying. Quiet calls. Small openings. A willingness, commentators claim, to keep a line open even when it cost him. So what changed? According to the accounts being shared, it was accumulation, the sense that every attempt at warmth risked becoming material. That a private conversation could resurface in public. And critics argue that once trust erodes that far, patience isn't a virtue anymore, it's just exposure. You can't understand this story without the security question, because commentators say it sits under everything. Harry's very public, very long fight over protection in the UK has been, by all accounts, a genuine source of friction. Supporters see a father fighting for his family's safety. Critics see a man demanding on his own terms something that, they argue, comes with the working royal duties he walked away from. Both readings are out there, loudly. And here's the link to the king. Reports suggest the security saga, more than any interview, is what hardened the mood at the top. Because it turned a family rift into a public, adversarial, legal fight, and it's very hard to hold a door open for someone while lawyers are in the room. That, commentators claim, is where patience quietly died. Drop a comment. Do you think Harry's right to fight for security, or is he asking for the perks without the job? I read every one, and the sharpest goes in the next video. Every few months there's a "The King is Furious" headline. So why does this one land differently? Because, according to the commentary, it's not framed as anger this time. It's framed as resignation. And resignation is far more final than fury. You can recover from a blow-up, people fight and make up. What's harder to reverse, reports suggest, is a parent who has simply, quietly, stopped expecting things to change. That's the emotional core critics keep pointing to, not a dramatic ban, but a father who's tired. And if even partly true, it's a more serious signal than any shouting match, because it suggests the effort itself has stopped. An effort is the thing reconciliations are built from. Again, this is the commentary reading, not a verdict on what any of these people privately feel. Hold it as exactly that. And then there's the Prince of Wales, because you can't tell this story without him. Commentators have long claimed William is the harder line of the two, less inclined to overtures, more protective of the institution, and reportedly more skeptical of any reset. If Charles's patience is said to have run out, the reports frame William's as having run out much earlier. Why it matters, whatever softness remained in the family reportedly came from the king, not the heir. So if that softness is fading, the path back narrows sharply, because the future of the monarchy runs through William, and the accounts suggest he is in no hurry to reopen anything. Here's my honest read of everything being reported. The door isn't bolted shut. Families change, a health scare, a grandchild, a quiet gesture can reset years of distance overnight. That's real, and anyone claiming it's permanently over is guessing. And it's a large but reconciliations need one side to keep reaching, and the reports describe exactly that reaching. Winding down. So the most honest version isn't for Charles bans Harry. It's quieter and heavier, a king who reportedly kept the door open longer than most expected, and has now stepped back from it. Whether it swings open again depends less on grand gestures and more on whether trust, the thing this whole saga keeps breaking, can ever be rebuilt. Nobody narrating this, including me, knows that answer. Where I land, forget the word ban. The real story is patience quietly running out, and that's harder to fix than any single row, because you can argue with anger, but you can't argue someone back into hoping. Tell me your verdict in the comments. Has the king given up, or is this the press writing an ending that hasn't happened? If this is the coverage you want, subscribe and turn on the bell every single day. Next time, the report that a royal author claims Meghan's UK return fell apart behind the scenes, and what he says really happened. Don't miss it.